wage spike means for workers across the country. I want to welcome back BNC Live labor attorney Andrew Lieb. Happy New Year. Good to see you. I'm so excited to talk about this exciting development. My goodness, getting more money. We like to hear that. Let's talk about leisure and hospitality industries. They have the greatest wage jump of any group in 2021. So tell us about that.
Let's start off with it's a happy new year, obviously, for people to get a wage jump. So I agree with that completely. That being said, it's very confusing. Why is it so confusing? You mentioned leisure and hospitality. Well, there's tip credits that go on these wage jumps. And there's a different tip credit. You mentioned New York, whether you're in a service sector or a food sector. So, like your last segment, when you were talking to the doctor of decoding the CDC, unfortunately, a lot of laborers and employers are going to have to be decoding these new laws. They're different on the local level, the state level, and on the federal level. But overall, a jump is a good thing, especially when we're coming out of what's called the great resignation, and employees need to be rewarded to stay at their jobs.
Well, that's good news, but I didn't realize it was that convoluted. Does this mean that employers might be able to wiggle around some of these wage hikes, or is this solid? I mean, you make me a little nervous when you say things like there's differences at the federal, state level, and there's different guidelines. How does all that work? And if you're an employee, how are you going to know whether or not you're getting what's appropriate?
First of all, Laverne, it's actually the employers that are going to have the problem, not the employees. The Fair Labor Standards Act is a federal law that says that if employees aren't paid the minimum wage, they can sue for double their wages and have their attorney paid for in a class action. That's something my law firm in New York does often. Speaking of New York, one of the interesting things is the downstate region of New York, with New York City, Suffolk County, Nassau County, $15 an hour. You go upstate, it's 13.20 an hour. So that's what I mean by the fine decoder ring. There's differences based on how many employees an employer has in certain states. So we really need to get to the bottom of this. And employers that don't take this seriously and don't update their policies and get the pay right are going to get sued in class actions for failure to pay the minimum wage. I see this as a huge thing going into 2022.
Wow, that's interesting. You think people would actually go ahead and try to file a lawsuit against their employer if they thought they weren't getting the wage hike?
So, Laverne, let's imagine a big employer and let's imagine that they never up the number from $13 to $15. And let's imagine, I'm just using rough numbers, but let's assume that's $2 for every 40 hours. And that happens for months on end. And then you add in 10,000 employees that want to bring a case together in a class action. And suddenly you see this happen. It's a common case. But what I'm really stating is that there's a difference on the federal level of minimum wage, on the state level in different regions of states. And because it's so hyper technical with tip credits and different tip credits based on what type of job you work at, it's very important that employers get this right immediately. Because make no mistake that when a fired employee is listening to the TV or the radio and driving in their car and they hear an attorney that says, let's sue your employer on the Fair Labor Standards Act, they go, time to sue.
Oh my goodness. Wow, this is very interesting. Okay, so is this hike on the minimum wage, is it a direct result of the grassroots movements that organize worker strikes and protests that we saw across the country last year?
I think, Laverne, that absolutely workers' power has definitely been a big factor of it, whether that's embodied in strikes, whether that's organization, like we've seen more unionization, like a Starbucks in New York State got unionized. We see more power in the workers, but particularly for two different factors. One is the great resignation, which we've seen happen with remote work. Now that employees have the ability, not on the minimum wage necessarily, but on a higher wage, we see in the over $60,000 threshold, that they can remote work. They have much more job options because they can work to lots of different places. That's one reason. And then another issue that no one's talking about, and this is purely a hypothesis. Well, we spent so much time in the Trump era speaking about illegal aliens. And we spent so much time combating them. Lots of these people went under, they stopped working. And so we found a labor shortage on the low end, which increased power from legalized citizens to get the job, which therefore increased. I'm hypothesizing their power to increase the minimum wage, something that Bernie Sanders has been applauding throughout the country, seeing minimum wages go up.
So do you think this higher minimum wage will impact the economy in the long run? And if so, how?
It absolutely will impact the economy. And I think when you say the economy, we're talking about the macro of the country. But I want to start off by
Macro.
the micro of the individual's economy. Because when you're dealing with an individual that's making $12 an hour and they bump to 13 or 14, that's a major percentage increase. And we see that many people are barely at poverty levels. They say there's a big issue with people that are too rich to be poor and too poor to be rich. And what we're trying to do is get people to be able to have sustained money so they can feed their family and have a job. Now, how do I think that this is going to work on the macro level? I actually see a bigger impact than an immediate impact. I see when workers are paid more, they're happier at their job, they're more stable in their job, there's less job turnover, there's higher productivity, and there's more loyalty to companies. That's something we've lost in the last 20, 30 years. Hopefully, it will come back with increased minimum wages, not only government required, but individual companies responding to the great resignation to make their employees feel rewarded and appreciated in their workforce.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the impact. Thank you so much. Appreciate you joining us. As always, labor and employment attorney Andrew Lieb from New York. Take care.
Thank you.
And keep it right here. There's much more news on the other side of this break. This